I'm teaching. I'll be teaching in a very clear and neater way of every point. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can ask.
So
Okay.
how about the schedule of the time? Because I try to
Yes.
join every time and then it doesn't
Yeah.
start at.
Let me say there is some issue that we are facing. It's a common issue that even I am facing from their end. It's all technical issue from the Microsoft online team. So I have to reach. I'll be reaching to the higher authorities to fix this issue. Okay. So they were not starting on time every day. I will probably reach to the higher authorities. Okay. To fix this issue because this is really affecting everyone's
Yeah, yeah.
precious
And
time
even
and all.
in the demo link, I wasn't able to register for some reason.
Yeah. So that is a common issue because I can't do anything. I'm having the same access and the privileges like you what other people has. Okay? I cannot do anything until and unless I get something special from there. Okay.
Thank you.
I didn't get anything. Yeah. Fine. So let me start the class without any further delay. So yesterday we have discussed about identifiers. I'm going actually I have started the class with Python. Our main course is all Selenium with Python. So but we are going to see it from Python basics, making sure that I want to start it from the scratch. It will be useful for everyone. People who already know, please be patient. You will be like it will be like a revise to you, and people who doesn't know Python, it will be like a advantage to you. You can learn it. So now let me just start my class. So we are going to see something called literals. Okay, literals. What do you mean by literals generally means? Literals are rules to define the values of the variable. So we have seen yesterday the identifiers. What are generally identifiers means? Identifiers are those. Okay, identifiers are those. I will be teaching Python to the basic level. Okay, because Python is not our course. Please understand it. Our course is Selenium. I'm going to teach every pinpoint of Selenium from the scratch. Okay, but Python is not our course. I will be teaching the basics of Python and I will be covering the overview of Python. Okay, please remember. Okay, I may not be teaching the complete course of Python because our course is something different. Yeah, so please go on mute now, everyone. Thank you. So now what is meant by literals? Literals are the rules to define the values. I already said you yesterday when we are defining something like this. Okay. So if I have an ID, okay, if I say A equal to something like Nikhil, okay, A is something like Nikhil. So if I do like this is an acceptable format. Even this is also an acceptable format. If I say some variable equal to some value, okay, it is an acceptable format. This is also an acceptable format. But you should not do that because that is not the standard way of creating a variable. So this is we already know. Okay, I'm not getting any error because it is a standard way. Anything that starts with underscore or anything that contains underscore is an acceptable format in Python. Okay, as a variable. So now the rules to define the variables are called as actually what are the rules to define variables? The rules are called as identifiers, which we have seen in the yesterday's class. So today's class we are going to see what are the rules to define the variables. I mean the values to the variable. These are the values. Can I pass 555 or can I pass anything else? Or can I pass some other variables here? Okay, is it accepted? It is not accepted. Let's see. So got it right. So the rules to pass the variable values or the class values or the method values are called as literals. Okay, literals. So okay, understood, right? Literals. So now let us discuss about that. Please go on mute. Yeah. So now the rules to define that is called literals. So what are generally literals? What are the types of literals we have? We have generally 4 different types of literals. One is numeric literals. The second one is string literals. Third is special literals. Fourth is Boolean literals. Okay. What are the 4 types of literals which we have, which are only possible to pass as a values? Numeric literals, string literals, special literals, and Boolean literals. So what are the numeric literals? Anything that you can pass in Python as a value, which is an integer or a float or a complex. I mean to say like this. If I want to pass any value, okay, I can pass any value. I can say a equal to, I can pass unlimited. There is no size in Python. Okay, so we don't have any limited size in Python to pass as a value for integer. This is an integer, right? Anything that is not having any decimals which starts from minus infinity to infinity is called as an integer. Okay, so I can pass n number of length of integer. These are all basics you need to understand as a first one time read in your lifetime. Okay, you don't need to do it multiple times, but you need to know the basics of it. There is no limited length for a integer in Python. Okay, you can pass unlimited length of a value in Python, that is still accepted in Python. Okay, we don't have any limited size of integer in Python. Okay, so you can pass any integer, as a value to any variable, okay, which is acceptable format. Second point is you can pass any decimals. Please remember this. Okay, you can pass any decimal values, okay. Are you clear, right? You can pass any decimal values like this, which can be of any length, but it will only accept to 15 characters, 15 digits, maximum 15 decimals. So till here somewhere we will get 15, right? So it will not consider the other things. It will only consider till 15, till somewhere here or something. Okay, only 15 decimal digits will be accepted. Okay, if I say B, I will get only 15, till 15 decimals will be accepted. I can give any length, but it will give me till 15 only. So 2 things you need to remember. First thing is integer can be of any length, any size. There is no limitation for integer in Python. Second thing, integer float values. Sorry, it is a float value. B is a float. Float can be to a maximum of 15 decimals. You can give anything, but it will only consider 15. Okay, these two are very important. Okay, in Python, don't compare it with other languages because it is Python will have its own way of representation. Okay, then if I say one more variable, which is a complex number, right, we have studied complex numbers somewhere in 10th class or some other classes. Okay, uh, lateral classes. Anything is in the format of a plus BIE is called as a complex number. Okay, a plus BI is a complex number where we say a is a real part and B is a complex part. Very similar to that in Python also, there is a similar complex number possibility, because sometimes we can also represent the data in the 3-dimensional format. So for that we need to also know how the complex representation of data. So for that, we have something called complex number, which is possible in Python. Okay, which is in the format of a plus bj. J can be capital J or small j. Anything is fine. Okay, so a can be any number and b can be any number. So if I say 2 plus 3j, okay, capital J or small j, anything is fine. If I use small j is also fine, capital J is also fine. That's not a matter. So here 2 is called as a real part and 3 is called as imaginary part. Okay, this is the format of a complex number in Python. Okay, so if I print the C, it is 2 plus 3j. It will consider j either to be a capital or small. That's not a problem. So if I want to know what is the type of C, I am asking what is the data type of C to my computer or in my interpreter. It will give me complex. So it will understand anything is in this format to be a complex number. Okay, anything in this format to be a complex number. Are you clear, right? Okay, this is a general representation. So only these three integers or these three numeric values are possible in Python. You cannot pass anything except this. You can pass either an integer or you can pass either a float value, which is to the maximum 15 decimals. You can pass an unlimited length of integer or you can pass a complex number. Okay, only these three are possible in Python. Rest other things are not possible in Python. Okay, understood, right? So these are only numeric literals. What are the numeric literals? It can be integer, it can be a float, or it can be a complex number. Okay, so the second literals are, so I said you 4 types of literals. First is numeric literals, second is string literals, third is Boolean literal, fourth is special literals. So the first numeric literals are again classified into 4. Okay, 3, one is integer, other is float, and other is complex. The second is string literals. You can pass anything in Python which is in the format of, if I say something like, yeah, and I want to explain you something here, very important. If I say a equal to 10, okay, and again I say a equal to 20, and if I print a, what is the value I'm supposed to get? Can you tell me? Can you tell me if I say
20.
a equal to 10 and again I say a equal to 20, if I print a, is it going to get me 10 or 20?
It's 20.
20.
20. So can you tell me the reason why it is 20?
So what is the
Because
value?
it overrides the value.
Yeah, so no overriding happens here. It creates a new variable. Okay, please don't understand in other way. There is no overriding concept. Okay, here what happens, generally variable is nothing but it is a place. It is a place which is created in my memory storage. Okay, so it will create some place and that place will be named with some variable name, can be a, b, c, whatever it is, and it stores some data. Suppose if I say 20, it stores some bytes of memory there, which is an integer data type. Okay, so similar to that, what happens here is, if I say a equal to 10 and again I say the same variable name with a different value, if I print a, the variable, the answer should be the latest value which I assigned. Okay, 20, it will be 20. It is nowhere something called 10. Okay, it is nowhere 10. If I print a will be, sorry, if I print a, if I print a, the answer will be 20 and the answer is not 10. The reason because the answer is 20, the answer is not 10. The reason because, please remember it, what it is doing is it will create a new variable with the same value. Okay, it is not replacing the same value. In Java and other concepts it happens that, but here it creates a new variable, okay, with the same variable name, and it's a different memory space. It is not the same memory space. Okay, you need to please remember it. Very, very important. Okay, are you getting right what I am trying to say?
Yes.
Yeah, so every time whenever you are trying to see, it is replacing. What it does, it will it will not replace, it will try to create a new memory space and create the same variable. So if you can see what is the idea of a, okay, I will show you again. If I say b equal to 100, okay, and I will say what is my idea of b, my idea of b is something like this. And if I say again b equal to this time 200, okay, or 100 again, this time 200, which is the same variable but a different value. If I say what is the idea of, okay, what is the idea of b, this is different from that. Okay, you can see there is a difference, maybe a little difference, but there is a difference. Okay, so that means the variable can be same but the idea of it is different. That means the representation of it is different. Okay, it is not the same variable, it is not the same value. Understood, right? So that is the way you need to remember. So what happens to my 10 then? 10, whenever to 10 is not used, it will be automatically deleted by my interpreter. Okay, there is something called garbage value collector which will remove my data. Okay, understood, right, everyone?
Yes.
So all the unused variables will be removed, all the unused variables will be removed. So that is the general concept. Okay, so now Now you need to see, because the reason I said you is sometimes I use the same variable. Don't think that this variable is already assigned with some value. Why you are assigning with different? So for that purpose, I want to say it this way. Okay. For that purpose, I want to say it this way. So now what happens here is I will create one more variable, which is a string variable. Anything, okay. So again, I'm saying A because A is already defined somewhere. But now if I say A, it will be different. Okay, it will be different. It is not this. This A is nowhere used now. Okay, that is meaning. So if I say anything with the double quotes like this, Nikhil. Okay, anything with the double quotes. If I say what is the type of A, my type of A is something called string. Okay, anything with the double quotes is called as a string. So it will accept three formats of string representation. It can be a double quote, or if I can provide with a single quote also, it accepts. Okay, if I print A, again I will get Nikhil. Okay, it also accepts A with a double quotes, or a single quotes, or also triple quotes. Okay, generally don't use triple quotes for a small representation. When you have multi-line string, something like this. Okay, something I'm just randomly providing some data. When I have, sorry, if see, I got an error. See, right, I got an error. Why I got an error? It says that when you start with single quotation or double quotation, you cannot give more than one line of string representation. Okay, but when I am giving triple quotes, the same A I am going to give with triple quotes like this. And if I give a multi-line, if I give multi-line string also, it accepts. Okay, you're getting right. You're getting right. You will not get any error. You will not get any error when it is a multi-line string. See, I did not stop it. I did not say A equal to. That's why I'm getting error. I should say A equal to. Okay, I said what is A equal to. Now you will never get any error. Okay, you got it right. Now if I print A, I will get like this. Slash n means next line. So see, I will make it very simple for you. What does it means is, see, there are some rules. See, why we are discussing this is, everyone knows the basics of Python. Okay, but the thing is, like, there are certain things which you need to remember at least once. Okay, the basic things which you need to know at least once in your lifetime when you read Python, because you don't need to read this Python or learn this Python again and again. Okay, you may have to learn Selenium for upgrading yourself, but Python you don't need to learn, because the basic concepts are standard across, okay, across the time period. So once you need to read it, okay, you need to know it. If you know it, then you don't need to worry. So that's the reason I'm going to say you certain basics which will help you remember it, so that you will never do any mistake in your lifetime. Okay, so got it right. I will teach you very basics. I will not teach complete Python. As I was saying you, complete Python takes a lot of time actually. Okay, I'll teach you basics which are more than enough for our Selenium. Okay, but I will try to teach you more importantly, what has to be right, what is wrong. Okay, these are all very important. So don't confuse with the language is standard, you don't confuse it. So what I am trying to say is, if any variable with a single quote should be finished in one line. Okay, you cannot write multiple lines. If I come here and enter, I will get an error, because for triple quotations, if you want to give multi-line string, then give triple quotations. Or if you want to give a small string or a little length of a string, then you give either single quote or double quotes. So finally what I want to say you is, in Python you can give any variable with a single quote, double quote, or triple quote. Okay, single quote, double quote, or triple quote, anything is possible. What is possible in Python? Any variable can be single quote, double quote, or triple quote. Okay, clear, right, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, clear.
Yeah, any variable can be, see, don't confuse again, any variable can be a single or double or triple, so that all three are possible. So now what we see is Boolean literals. Boolean literals are something, any variable which is assigned with the capital T R U E. Okay, or okay, or if I say what is the type of A, the type of A is something called bool. Bool means Boolean. It is a Boolean literal. Okay, it is a Boolean literal. Understood, right? So any variable that is assigned with capital TRUE or FALSE, okay, don't write small letters and see it's not working and all. It will not work. It will work only when T is capital and F is capital. Okay, any variable which is assigned with capital and small, I mean capital true and false, it is called as a Boolean literals. Okay, we have string literals. String literals can be a single quote, double quote, or triple quote. Any variable which is assigned with these three quotations are called as a string literals. And any in numeric values which can be an integer or a float or and also a complex will be called as a numeric literals. And any variable which is assigned with the capital TRUE or FALSE is called as a Boolean literal. And any variable which is assigned with something like this, okay, so again I am saying 8, please don't confuse, it will be replaced and that value is gone now. So none, anything that is represented by none is called as a none type, you see, right? It is called special literal. Okay, it is a none type. That means nothing is assigned to A is a variable that is created with 0, with no value assigned to it. Okay, got it, right? So there are 4 types. One is a numeric. Numeric can be integer, float, or complex. Then string can be a single quote, double quote, or triple quote. And third one is Boolean, can be true or false. And fourth one is special. It is none. Okay, none is a special letter. I hope everyone is clear. I'll be sharing the common notes. I'll be sharing the common notes across. Okay, and if you want to prepare your own notes, prepare while the class is happening. Okay, I'll be sharing a common notes which will be common to everyone. Okay, fine, right? So that I will say once everyone pays the amount and once I get a confirmation from the Durgasoft team to share my notes. Okay, maybe from Monday I will be doing it. Monday will be the final. So here we don't wait for it. Yeah, anyone paid amount, they can message me. I'm going to share my number. Anyone paid amount, they can message me. Okay, anyone paid amount, they can message me. Okay, because I will be adding you to your WhatsApp group wherein I can share you all the, I mean, communication happens over there. Notes, I'll be sharing you materials, updates, and everything will be shared. Okay, I have shared my number. Whoever paid fees, they can please share to this number. Fine. So the next important things are data types. Okay. So can I define a variable like this? So very important things you need to remember again. So any variable can be represented like this. You know, you can represent 10 like this. You can represent, or you can represent 10.2. Yeah. Whoever paid it, they can share me on WhatsApp once you paid it. Okay. Once you pay, please ping it. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is, you can define a variable multiple times, like multiple ways. You can define like this simply 20.3, then you can define C equal to nickel. This is one way of representation separately. If I, okay, another way is A comma B comma C equal to 10 comma 20.3 comma nickel. This and this is same. Okay, please don't confuse. Either you define this way separately, or you define this way is also same. You can say, so A will be allocated to 10, B will be allocated to 20.3, and C will be allocated to nickel. Okay, understood, right? So this both ways are same. The both ways are same. Either you define a variable in this way or this way or this way is same. So if I print A, I will, sorry, not Q. A, I should get 10. If I print B, I should get 20.3 and C is nickel. Are you getting right? See, if I give double quotes also, it is taking single quote. That's not a problem because either a single quote or double or triple is same. Okay, don't confuse and don't worry. Okay, it is considered to be a string. Okay. Okay. Generally, I said the difference. If it is a single line string, it should be single or double. If it is a multi-line string, then it should be triple. That is a concept. So you understood, right? You can define any variable either separately like this, or you can define at one go like this. Okay, still the both are same. Or you can also define all variables to be the same value. If I say A comma B A equal to B equal to C equal to 10, that means A is 10, B is 10, and C is also 10. Okay, this is a simple thing. This is the way that you represent different variables, okay, in different ways. Okay, are you clear, everyone? Either you can define a variable separately like this, or you can define a variable at one go like this. That means all the variables to be the same assigned, or you can define like this, the same value if you want. Okay, okay, this is a very important thing that you need to remember. So now we will see about data types in Python. Okay, data types in Python. In Python there are a lot of data types, out of which there are 6 important data types which everyone should know and everyone has to know. Okay, because the whole, in every language, every programming language, okay, you have to use these data types throughout your lifetime. Okay, if you know Python, if you are working on Python or Java or any other language, if you are working on, you should work with this data types throughout your lifetime, because data types are the basic building blocks of every programming language. Okay, data types are the basic building blocks of every programming language. So the type of data that a variable, okay, as a, or an object is stored is called as a data type. Data type is something, what kind of data, a variable or a object is storing. Whether it is a sequence of data, or it is a single data, or it is a group of data, or it is, you know, a combination of data. So I will tell you again, just for your simple understanding. I'm saying, if the data is little, it is a sequence one by one. Okay, that is called as a sequence of data, or it can be a combination of data, or it can be a single data. I will tell you what does it means. That's not a problem now. So the important thing that you need to remember is data types. Okay, data types are important in Python. So there are 6 important data types. Okay, there are a lot of data types, but out of which 6 important data types which are very used and very much important in Python. So all these 6 important data types should be known. So what I'm trying to say is, the 6 important data types are very important in Python. They are very basic building blocks for any programming language. In Python, the 6 are important. So what are those 6? Number data type. Okay, number data type includes integer, float, or complex, which we have already seen. So you can pass any variable with integer or a float or a complex, or string data type, and we have list data type, we have tuple data type, tuple, whatever you say, representation is same, set data type, and dictionary data type. Okay, okay, what are the 6? We have numbers, string, list, tuple, set, dictionary. So even you become a master in subject, this data types will be used everywhere and in, okay, everywhere, okay, wherever you are using Python, because Python itself means the data types. Okay, we use data type. Without data types, we don't use any program. In Java also we have separate data types. In Python we have data types. In C we have data types. Okay, every data types are not same. Every language has the data type, but they are not same. Okay, they are different. In Java we have array. Okay, we have a similar thing like array. In Python we say list. Okay, in Java we have collections. Okay, we have map. We have something called we also has a list. Array list is a class which we implement. So we have different interfaces. We have list. Okay, we have set interface. Okay, we have list interface. We have a map interface. In Python also we have a similar thing. We say them as list. We say as set. We also say dictionary for the map. So there is a little what do you say, relation is there, but they are different. They are not same. Okay, so data types are very important. I will tell you one by one data type. Okay, so today I will be completing number data type and not string. String is very difficult to complete today. Probably I will complete number data type. Okay, any doubts, anyone? Any doubts or any thing to
No,
say,
sir.
anyone? So from Monday, I will be sharing you notes. Please complete the payment, anyone who is there today itself, because tomorrow there is no class and Sunday is no class. And from Monday, I will complain. Today I will complain to the GASA regarding this issue, and I'll try to sort it out. Okay, so they are not starting the class on time, which is really making the problem for every one of us. Even I cannot do anything until and unless, okay, they give me permissions. I cannot start the class or do anything else. Okay, I will try to talk with them. Okay, so sir, with the sir, Dr. Sir. So now let me tell you what are the different number data types. So there is nothing much to say in number data type. The reason because which we have already seen. So there is nothing to say how to create a numeric number, how to create an integer, how to create a float variable, how to create a complex variable, which you already know, right? Which you already know. See, if I say this is an integer, anything which is in the format of like this, which is from minus infinity to infinity, is an integer. I can also define a equal to minus something like this. It is also integer. If I say what is the type of a, type of a is integer every time. Okay. So I can also create any variable with a float. I already said you, right? So dot, so dot something like this. It will only consider, if I say big, it will only consider to the maximum 15. Okay, maximum 15. So it will consider to the maximum. So from the second index, it will consider from the maximum 15. Okay, 10 point will consider to the maximum. So then C, if I say C, anything is in the complex format. If I say 10.3, I can also say 10.3 plus 2j. So here 10.3 is real part. Okay. So what is the type of C? Type of C is something called, okay, complex. Okay. So like this, we can define any these three. These three are called as again numeric literals, and also they are called as number data types. Okay, they are also similar like number data types. So numeric literals are acceptable variables, values to the variables. Similarly, number data types are this three again. So we cannot pass any numbers except this three. So it can be an integer, it can be a float, or it can be a complex. So now important thing is like the conversion. Conversion means suppose I have created any variable is 100. Okay. I want to convert it to a float variable. How do I do that? So I can do something like this. I can create some variable called b, any variable like this equal to float of a. What is the meaning of it? I am going to convert a to a float variable. So that's why I'm saying float of a. Float of a means I'm going to convert a to a float variable and I'm storing it in b. Okay. So if I print b, I will get 100.0. Now what happens? B is a float type of your a. A is an integer, but b is a float variable. So how do you define b? How do you assign b? You're saying b equal to float of a. That means you are converting a b to a to b. A is an integer and you're converting integer to a float. So integer to float is possible. What you need to understand is the conversions is very important. Integer to float variable conversion is possible. Okay. The similar way, I create some variable called a equal to 100.3. Okay. Can I convert it to integer? Can I convert 100.3 to integer?
Yeah,
Something
100.
like C equal.
Yeah, that will be 100 only. If you convert it to
Yes,
integer.
yes. So if I say C equal to int of a, and if I print C, I'll get only 100 because it doesn't have any decimals. Generally, any integer doesn't take any decimals. Decimal means after point thing. Okay. So it will not consider any decimals. So that's why you can convert an integer to a float. So what are all the possible conversions which you need to understand is integer to float is possible. Okay. I can able to convert integer to float, and I can also convert float to integer. Float to integer. These are all important. Okay. Conversions are important. Similarly, now I will try to convert a complex integer to complex. I will try to convert. So how do
Nikhil, I
I do
have
that? You have a doubt. Okay, you have doubt. Please ask.
you have given the second example, right? A is equal to 100.3. So in general scenario, what we do is if it is 100.6 or something, we convert it into an integer in general scenario like 101. Will this also be the same or will it be 100? Suppose if it a is equal to 100.6 or 7.
No,
So
no,
if
no. So yeah, I understood what you said. So here what happens, it will not consider any decimal values. It is a pure conversion. Okay. Any decimal, even it is 9.99 even, it considers only to be 100. So whatever you are saying is like a approximation. Okay. Okay. So there is other method for that, which will also consider more than 5.5, which will again consider to be, as a the next decimal. Okay, if it is more than 0.5 or 0.5, it will consider to the next decimal. Okay. In this case, it is different. In this case, it is a direct conversion. So you don't, it will not consider any kind of integer. Even it is 999.999, it will only consider 100. So no decimal will be considered. Okay. So now one more thing what we will see is, so if I have a complex variable, okay, and if I want to convert it to integer, can I do that? Or let me do one thing, let me convert an integer to a complex. So the conversion of integer to complex, is it possible? Let's see. So
No,
suppose,
Nikhil.
yeah, let's see. If I say a equal to 1000, okay, and I say something like b equal to complex of 1000, is it possible or not? Can you say?
Because J word is mandatory. I mean, the letter J is mandatory.
Yes, but no.
I think it
See,
will throw
this is
error.
possible. This is possible. It will consider as 0j, because I am not passing any imaginary part, right? I am not passing any imaginary part. So it will be considering 0j. 0j can be considered. Okay, 0j means if there is nothing, then it will consider 0. It will consider everything to be a real part, whatever you are passing. Understood, right? So integer to complex is possible, but the vice versa is not possible. So I cannot convert complex to integer. This is very important. Okay, you need to understand here. See, if I have any integer variable, I can able to convert because it will defaultly consider 0j. So if I have some variable which is a complex number like this, 10.2, 10 plus 2j. I have 2j. Okay, I have 2j. I cannot convert this to a integer. I cannot convert because 10.10 plus 2j cannot be converted to integer. You cannot convert a imaginary part to be an integer. It cannot be considered. Okay, it cannot be considered. Understood, right? If I convert it something like b equal to int of a, I will get an error saying that cannot convert complex to integer. Okay, complex to integer is not possible. Okay, these are all very important. You need to. Similarly, it applies for the same float to integer or float complex to float. If I say float variable something like this, a equal to 200.69 something. If I want to convert it, okay, to a complex. So I say b equal to complex of a. Now if b is the same thing, 200.69 is a real part and 0j will be the imaginary part. So float to complex is possible. Float to complex is possible. Okay. But whereas the same thing applies again, complex to float is not possible. Okay. Suppose I say b equal to 20.7j. I cannot able to convert this to c equal to float of b. I cannot do this. I'll get again, cannot convert complex to float. Complex to float is not possible. The same applies like your integer. So these are all things that you need to know a little bit. Okay, so it is a straightforward thing. Integer to float is possible, float to integer is possible, integer to complex is possible, complex to integer not possible, float to complex possible, complex to float not possible. Okay, the other all possibilities are okay. Okay, other all possibilities are fine. So these are all things you need to know.
What
Clear,
about
right,
the
everyone?
what about the string to complex numbers? Is it possible? No.
No. That's the string is a complete different data type. You cannot convert other data types. Okay, I mean that you can do it from you can do tuple to this one and this to tuple.
Hmm.
So that string is completely considered to be a different data type. Okay, it is not a number. Okay, it is not a number. It is not a number. String is not a number, right? String is a alphanumeric. Okay, it can be alphabets or numeric or completely numeric, but it is a representation which is done with double quotes. Okay, that is completely different representation, so you cannot compare this and this.
Okay.
So all the internal things, the same kind, you can able to convert. Interconvert can be of same kind, which is integer or a float or a complex. So within this you can able to do conversions. So string to integer also you cannot directly do that. You need to say str of, okay, that you need to. So I will tell you what does it mean. Let's say a equal to 100. Okay. If I want to convert b equal to str of 100, that is possible. Okay, but it will represent as b is represented with a single quote or double quote.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is
but it
splitting.
is, yeah, it will work. It will work. What I'm trying to say here is it will work. But the 100, which is a number in a, is not a number in b. It is a just a string. It doesn't have any validation. You cannot add something, you cannot subtract something, you cannot do any mathematical calculations with a, which is a string format. But whereas a is in an integer format, you can do it. But so the thing is like the type of the a and b is not same. They can be converted, but they cannot be the same type. Whereas in the previous things which we have seen, the type is same. They are all numerics, they're all numbers. They can do this, they can do some mathematical calculations with all the other things, you can do it. But whereas you cannot do with string and integer, you can convert it, but you cannot do the same calculation that you do. See, I can do calculation with float to integer if I convert, or integer to float I convert. Okay, I can add the number. If it is 10 becomes 10.0, it is again I can able to do some calculations over there. But whereas if you see here, if it is a string, you cannot do anything, because it is something that is not considered to be a number. Okay, so I cannot say a plus b is suppose 1000 and a is 100. I cannot say 100 plus 1000 to be some value here if it is a string. But whereas if it is converted to integer, if it is converted to float, still I can do the same calculation. So that's what I want to say. The type is different, but interconvertible, it can be converted.
Yes, Nikhil, understood.
Yeah. So I think today we are done with it. So tomorrow we will see with string. Tomorrow I'm not sure whether class is there or not. So please do the final payments whoever is there. Okay, so that I will start sharing my notes. I'll start sharing my notes. Okay, I'll also start sharing. I'll ask them to create a permanent link. So every 2 weeks they will create a permanent meeting, not like this. No, every day we have to join. So they will create some permanent link wherein we can directly access it. So I will ask them to start it from Monday, if everything is clear. Okay, understood, right? So I will also talk with the management regarding. Class is not starting on time. It's affecting everyone. Okay, so I cannot do anything from my end. So
Yeah,
we have to
actually,
talk with.
the team is not responding for mails also.
Yeah. So there are some things which we have to take it forward.
Did you guys find the yesterday's on recording video?
Yeah, yesterday's recording is available in internet, I guess. You can check it.
Actually, I asked about recording video, but they did not send.
Yeah, I also have not got the recording video.
I think for first few days they will put in internet, which is acceptable by everyone. Then
It
later
is
on they think they will. It is there, I guess.
Actually, two demo classes are in YouTube, but other classes
No,
are not there.
yesterday's class is there. 16th 9. It is there. You can find in Durgasoft website, YouTube channel.
Okay. Okay.
It is there. It is there. So they will put some of the things like this. Okay. Is there anyone new for today? I will just show them the syllabus.
Yes, sir.
Who is
Yes,
that new?
yes, Nikhil.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I will tell you the things. Okay.
Also, I had a quick
So
question before we
yes,
start.
please. Yes, please.
So how different is it with Selenium with Python and Selenium with Java? So once you learn Selenium Python
I will
and then
tell.
you know a little bit of like basics of Java, would you be able to do the same, or how
Yeah.
is it?
It is same. The concept wise, everything is same, both in Selenium with Java and Selenium with Python. But the way that you work with is different. So that means the code that you write, the syntax is different. The implementation is equally same. Okay. So the standard of writing, the code wise, Python is much simpler than Java. So why the companies are migrating from Java to Python? Because Python has a lot of extensive libraries. It has a lot of inbuilt libraries, or you can say libraries or modules which are already built. Okay, where you can import it and you can write. So the coding that you write in Python is much less, and the way that you write is more simpler, more English understandable language. So that it is more of English compared to Java. Java you have to write a lot of code, but whereas in Python you have to write very little code. Okay. The other
So
the
besides
other things the
besides the
other things yeah
every
besides
uh-huh.
yeah, Selenium is common. Selenium is actually a third-party tool. Okay, where you can implement either with Java or Python or other languages like C Sharp, okay, Ruby and Rails and all. So the concept that you do use with Python or Java is same. So the way of automation that you do is same. The
Okay.
only difference is the code. Okay, the code and the simplicity in Python is much easy compared to Java. So
Okay.
the opportunities are equally same now. Now there are huge openings will be shared. So now
Okay.
I'm going to say about the syllabus. People who are already there, please drop off. Who are already paid amount and who are already there, they can drop off. Who are new, they can stay. People can drop off other people. Other people can drop off. It is not required. Okay. Other people can drop off, please. Okay. Right. Is there everyone? Everyone is there, right? In the group. Whoever paid amount is there in the group, right? Yeah, we had a group wherein I'll be discussing all the things over there. Yeah. So now let me explain you the syllabus. Okay, let me explain you the syllabus. So we are going to start with Python. I'll be teaching every concept from the scratch. Okay, you don't need to worry. I'll be teaching every concept from the scratch. Okay, from the very basics. Okay. So since it is Python, so what I meant is, what I thought is, let me start with basics of Python. Okay, let me start with basics of Python. Okay, so that it will be helpful for people who are very new for the course, and also people who already know Python will be like a revision for them. So I will be starting with Python. Till here we are completed. Okay, so we will be completing all the basics of Python, which includes complete course also. Okay, I mean all the topics will be discussed. Then what we'll do is we'll start with Selenium concepts. Okay, this course is Selenium with Python, but I am going to teach a lot of things over here. I will tell you what I am going to teach. We are not going to teach only Selenium with Python. First, we will start with Selenium basics, which will be taking around 10 days to complete every point of Selenium. Python. Then we will see Selenium concepts, which includes all the concepts of Selenium, right from the scratch, how to install Selenium, okay, how to import all the modules, to you can able to automate every point of Selenium till here. That means you can automate the input box, you can automate drop downs, you can automate drag and drop, you can automate scroll options, you can automate every UI components, you can automate links, you can automate radio buttons, you can automate check boxes, you can automate text areas, you can automate everything, okay, frames, okay, you can automate alerts, you can automate mouse actions, capturing screenshot, handling with Excel sheet operations. So what does it means is we will be covering up every concept of how to do an automation, okay, on a UI application, on a web application, that we will see as part of Selenium concept. So what is the first thing what we'll see? We'll see with Selenium basics and Python basics, then we'll see Selenium concepts. Then we will see approach to framework. What are the different approaches and frameworks? So we will see all the existing frameworks in Python. Okay, in Java we have similar frameworks where such a frameworks like TestNG, JUnit, okay, data-driven approach and all. Similarly, in Python also we have some frameworks like unit test framework, page object model. It's a design pattern, not a framework. Page object model design pattern we will see. We will see PyTest framework. Okay, we will also see robot. If there is any chance, I will tell you robot. We will see BDD framework. Okay, we will be seeing all the existing frameworks. We will be seeing data-driven approach. Okay, all the existing frameworks, which is more than enough for 2 to 3 years experience people. Okay, for 2 to 3 years experience people, because right away you can keep 2 to 3 years experience in Selenium with Python. I'll tell you how, because I'm going to cover every topic. So then after completing all the frameworks, you will come to a stage where you can build your own applications or build your own framework approach to write your test cases and all. So then we will see complete end-to-end framework. We'll see how exactly in company the end-to-end framework is built. What are the different folder structure, how these folders are fixed, okay, how this files are being made, how this different structure is made, okay, how to understand, how to navigate across the application, how to write the code and all will be discussed as part of end-to-end framework. Okay, what we'll discuss first: Python basics, Python complete, Python course, then we will see Selenium, all the Selenium UI components, then we'll see all the frameworks existing, then we'll see end-to-end framework, then after that we will see Git and Jenkins, okay, which is again extra topic. Git and Jenkins, which includes, we will show you how to push your code into the GitHub and how to do a Jenkins deployment. Okay, I will be showing you how to run your project in the Jenkins as well. Okay, which is very important, which every company uses. Then what we'll do is we will see it is not completed yet. Okay, what we are seeing next we are going to see API testing, which again consists of two things. We are going to see API testing with Postman, complete Postman. This is a manual testing of API. Then also we'll see automation testing of API with PyTest automation. Okay, but one framework API testing we will see, which is using Python coding, which is automation API testing, and also manual API testing using Postman. So what is the things that are adding to your skill set? Python programming is adding, Selenium is adding, frameworks are adding, Git and Jenkins are adding, end-to-end framework is adding, okay, API testing Postman is adding, API testing automation Python is adding. Okay, then we will see manual testing, all the concepts, some basic concepts of manual testing. Then after that we'll see the DB connections, all the DB connections, okay, basic DB connections with the Python. Then we will see Jira, complete Jira tool, which is agile methodology. Nowadays every company uses agile methodology. We'll see Jira, so which is completely 10 to 15 skill, what do you say, points are adding to your skill set, which includes manual testing, automation testing with Selenium, okay, API testing manual, API testing automation, DB connections, okay, agile methodology, Jira, Git and Jenkins. Okay, I'm going to teach all these things as part of your application. Okay, you got it right? So which is not only Selenium with Python, rather it is the complete course, which is a full stack QA. Okay, we can say it is like a full stack QA, which includes API, which includes manual, which includes automation, which includes API automation, which includes DB connections, okay, which includes agile methodology, all includes here as a single course, okay. And you will never find this kind of course content anywhere outside, okay. Got it, right? You can please check it out. So, and after that, the story is not done. I'll be giving you 100 plus HR contacts directly where you can approach and you can schedule your interviews. Okay, I'll be sharing you, meanwhile, I'll be sharing you lot of other contacts as well. Okay, wherever any immediate openings are happening, I'll be sharing you those contacts. Are you getting right, everyone? I'll be sharing you from my end. However, my company, I mean, Durgasoft will be sharing you the openings. Along with that, personally, I'll be sharing you a lot of openings. Are you clear, everyone? 100 plus HR contacts directly I'll be sharing you to your things. So you can apply for a test engineer or a QA or automation test engineer or SDET roles. Okay, software developer and engineering test. So you can apply for manual testing or automation testing or API testing. So you can apply for multiple roles after my course. One is you can apply for a manual test engineer or an automation test engineer or an API test engineer, which includes both manual and automation. Okay, or you can also apply for a SDET role, software developer and engineering test. You can apply for any QA analyst role. Okay, all these things you can apply for. Understood, right? Any doubts? Yes, please.
So the Selenium is used for testing the web applications, right? No.
Yes, yes.
So why are we learning Python? So aren't we supposed to learn HTML, CSS, and all those parts, JavaScript?
No. See, it is basically used to automate the UI components. So we need to know how the UI is developed. What are the HTML components are there, and that things which required. But whereas we are writing the code, Selenium is a third-party tool, okay, which can be written either using Python or using Java or using C# or anything. So if you are writing Selenium concepts, we are implementing Selenium with Python, we need to know Python. Understood, right? So Selenium is used to automate UI components, but Selenium is not a UI component. Selenium is not a UI component. Selenium is a third-party tool, okay, especially to say it is a tool which is used to automate the web applications, okay, which has some commands to say exactly, it gives you some commands which can be implemented in any languages like Java, Python. So using that, we can able to automate the UI components, like, you know, all the things like text box, input box, and all. So for that, we need to know other programming languages, because using that only the Selenium is implemented. So it is like additional skill set. You see, when you go for any interview, they'll be asking you Python questions. When they ask you Python questions, you should know complete Python to understand, to explain them how it runs. So for that purpose, I'm teaching.
Nikhil,
Okay.
Yes.
So in the interview, they are asking for the coding also, the Python,
Yes. They will 100% ask you, because nowadays the interview has become so much, equivalent to the testing. Interviews has become more equivalent to the development interviews, where they will be asking you a lot of questions in writing a code and all. I'll be sharing you some website where you can practice it. Okay, that's more than enough to crack any job. See, I am giving you guarantee like 2 to 3 years experience, not more than that. For a course of 2 months, you can directly put. Okay, you can directly keep your experience.
Okay, the maximum time I'm seeing that the maximum time is the hiring is only related to 2 to 3 years experience, not the freshers is.
Yes. Freshers we cannot apply. Freshers still you can apply, but you getting chance to get hired is very little. But experienced people, 2-3 years experience, 100% you will get calls. There are a lot of openings. We can directly go and check in Naukri. When you type Python, Selenium WebDriver, you will find hundreds of jobs, thousands of jobs in Naukri.
Yes. I have
There
seen
are a lot of openings, and Python is much simpler. It's very simple. If you see Java to 100%, Python is only 40% or 30% to the level of writing code. Okay, we write very little code and we do a lot of implementation. So that's what everyone wants. Yeah, complexity is much simpler. So So everyone wants to be the same, right? I want to write, I mean, little code, but I want to implement bigger thing. So same thing applies to Python. Python is something that really helps the humankind. Something like this, okay? You write little code and you implement big things. Okay, you can write a simple code and you do big things. So everyone wants that. So everyone wants to be simpler and do big things. So that's Python is all about. So that's why a lot of companies are now migrating and transitioning into Python, because it has a lot of capability. It is not only a programming language, it is scripting rather. So there are a lot of advantages of it.
But still
Any-
now companies are adding the Java, basically the Java with Selenium. The much companies hiring Selenium.
Yeah, much companies are hiring Java with Selenium. I do accept it. Okay, but now companies are transitioning from Java Selenium to Python, because Python has a lot of scope. Python has a lot of scope. You can see, right? Still, I accept that 45 to 55%. 45
Yes,
with 45% to Java Python and 55% to Java, because Java with Python is existing from the starting. Okay, but whereas now Python is growing. Python is booming now. So after maybe 3 years or 4 years, Python will be like it will be more used in market than Java. So that is for sure. That is for 100%.
Yes. It will be in the front side, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi Nikhil, Ajit here. There is one question which I want to ask. Whether will this course be enough for me to develop a end-to-end framework?
Yes. You can develop end-to-end framework. This course is
Okay,
enough.
so that-
Whatever I say is enough. Yeah. For 2 to 3 years experience, you can gain 2 to 3 years experience to the max. Because see, I can give you like 4 to 5 years experience also. But the thing is like they expect to have some real-time understanding. Okay, what I am trying to say is they expect to have some work experience. So once you do it, once you are working inside it, then only you will get to know. So certain things that using training you can only get to some extent, which is directly 2 to 3 years. Yeah, it's 1 hour training, 1 hour sharp training, which is from morning 7 to 8. Yeah,
Yes,
every day they
actually
are taking
my
it.
objective from this course is that I want to migrate my existing project to project with Python and Selenium. Python with Selenium.
Exactly.
So that's
Exactly.
my
I can also help
inquiry
you
that will I
offline.
be able
Okay,
to
don't
do
worry.
so.
I can
Yeah.
also help you offline. Okay, if you have any doubts, I can also help you out. That's not a problem. Okay.
Okay, sir. Also, sir, I'm a little more oriented to this robot topic. Will that be covered? If not, then will I be getting videos to have a look on that?
I will be giving you videos, because robot framework is a different course also. So it takes again 2 months. It's a separate course. It's not a part of Selenium which we use generally. It's a separate course as of. So I will be either sharing you videos, or also I'll be teaching if there is any time possibility. I'll be teaching robot also. Okay. If within
So
the time
time
we complete
for
the
this,
other topics, we'll surely try to see robot framework, because it generally takes a lot of time.
The courses ending time is 60 days.
Yes, but depends. See, until we complete every topic, we will be seeing the course. It's just for the namesake we'll provide that time.
Okay.
okay, sir. Thank you, Nikhil.
Can you drop?
Please, you can drop. Thank you. Thanks a lot, everyone. Yeah, please, we
Thank
can drop.